Well, time for another update on the build. We've gotten quite a bit done here. We have, I think all the footer forms are about, 95% installed. So the only section we have open left here is over here, which is just to be able to get the skid steer in and out. So this is going to be the entrance into the home. So there's a just covered porch over this area. So the footer kind of kicks back and around. We've gone and installed all of the inner forms, which I've just been using the leftover foam, which builds a nice clean edge. I actually originally planned to not use any form in here and just build an edge with stone and make sort of like a haunch footer. But a couple reasons I'm doing this is it makes it nice and clean, makes the footer nice and crisp. Not that that would matter for... if anything, it'd be more concrete if I went with just the stone because it would be angled in. But this also makes it a little easier to calculate how much concrete we need now that it's a crisp, clean edge. It's a little bit wavy, but really doesn't matter. It's approximately 1 foot. It's going to be about 16 inches deep total. So we have the center form, the inner form set 7 inches lower than the upper floor. We're going to do 4 inches of concrete, but then there's 3 inches of foam. It's actually, that's going to be for the radiant heat tubing to stick down to. So the foam is about 2 inches of insulation, but then there's these pegs that stick up about another inch, which hold the PEX tubing in. So total of 3 inches. You do need a little more concrete to fill in all those voids. But again, that's easy to calculate. The manufacturer of those panels actually has right on their website calculator for how many square foot, and it adds the additional concrete you'll need to fill in those voids. So we went ahead and started doing plumbing as well. I've backfilled most of it because again, it's getting to the point where it's getting a little intricate in here. I was moving very quickly with a lot of stuff. We still are, but now that we're getting plumbing in and needing to backfill and work our way out with the skid steer, it's obviously getting a little fishy around some of these pipes. So I just got to be careful. And it's slowing me down a little bit, but I mean, we're on day, what is it, day 12 here. And most of this, day 12 by myself. So I'd say I'm kind of kicking butt here, but I did have a few buddies stop over yesterday to help me. I was in the skid steer sort of grading, and they were just checking with the laser. They helped me rake out and set those last forms over there. So it's definitely nice. I'm not calling in my buddies and friends yet because I'm saving it for the hard work that I really can't do myself. So picking away at this the best I can. So yeah, right here we have, this is going to be the island plumbing. So the island, I needed to do bring a drain over for the sink. I'm also going to have to run some PEX over here and some conduit. But what we got here is, this will be the drain for the sink in the island. This is going to be, if you're not familiar with how you're supposed to vent an island, go ahead and Google that, and you'll see it's a sort of this intricate makeup of pipes. Now, I had to modify it a little bit because I couldn't come above the slab, obviously, too high with my plumbing. So what I sort of did was tip the usual way of doing this on its side. But essentially what happens is your water will drain down into here and go all the way back to the main that's buried. This will be connected up into here above the sink level. So this will just be connected to here, which will pull air when this needs to be, when it needs air to drain. And what it does is, if you follow it down, it's going to pull air into here to vent that part. It's going to also pull air down, and it's getting its air from this pipe here, which is going back, and it's going to be coming up a wall right in the pantry. So you won't see this. This is just a vent. So I kicked it down to 1.5 inch just for that single vent. So it's pretty intricate just for one sink in an island. You could get away with one of the cheater vents under the sink, but that to me is plan B. You really don't want an issue when you have your piping under the concrete and your main sink you're always using doesn't drain correctly. You don't want that problem. So don't skip putting in a vent for your island sink. Over here we have kind of a mix of a powder room. So here's the toilet and the sink for a small little powder room. This is going to be an entrance into the utility room. We have a floor drain. We have a sort of a slop sink drain in the wall. I'm also installing a drain here for my boiler, so the condensation can just go right into a drain. We also have another floor drain in here for the dogs' room. We actually have a room just for the dogs, and that's the vent for that. So that'll be in a wall. It's going to actually be able to vent that, and I think, can't remember what I buried under there. So we're actually going to have a dog room with an entrance out the back, so we could just bring the dogs right in. If it's muddy out back, they could just dry off, and I'm actually going to just put plastic all over the walls, that sort of, forget what the plastic sheeting's called, glue that to the walls. Caulk all around the bottom and the concrete, pitch this towards the floor drain. So if they are, or even just every so often, I could clean that room, hose it down if I need to. I could actually just wash the dogs in there completely if I want to, if I pitch everything correctly. So just make that room waterproof. Best part about a concrete slab is you could do that. So now I'm working on the plumbing for one of the main bathrooms for the kids. So there's going to be one here for the 2 kids to share between the bedrooms. There's going to be another one over here, very similar bathroom, identical, tub in the back, toilet, vanity. It's going to be mirrored over here with another one, and then I'm going to work my way back over here, which will be the farthest point, which will be the master bathroom. That's going to be big vanity, shower, tub. So that's where we're at. I've pretty much brought in all the main stone I need for the entire back of the house and the garage. So I'm just kind of working my way this way. I have everything graded within probably inch or 2. And it's a little difficult because it's CR1 and big CR2 stones, but it's cheap to buy the CR2. So, but it's not good at all for final grading when you're trying to put the foam, the radiant foam down. So my plan is basically keep this an inch or 2 low. Then I'm going to take some of that wash stone that's over in that pile, probably need another 20 tons, and sprinkle it over here. That's when I'll have the boys over to help me rake it all out and really get it fine-tuned in. Yeah, and then we'll be ready to put the foam down and radiant tubing. So that's where we're at. Day 12, like I said. I'm feeling great about the build. Everything's been going really smooth. So once we get all this plumbing done, we'll just keep moving ahead. If you guys haven't checked out the other videos of us doing all the site work, me kind of laying out these footers, go ahead and check those out. Plenty of videos, and obviously stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't, because lots of videos coming up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.